Welcome to practice. I'm Donna Cavanough, and we're going to begin laying down on another hot day here. Take a blanket and make a long, narrow support, and it's going to go across your mat and underneath your thighs. For Baddha Konasana, or Supta Baddha Konasana. And I really like the feeling, and you can test it out if folding the ends in so that you really capture the weight of your femur bone, so up near your hip. And then the spine is supported in that magic alignment of sacrum and shoulder blade and back of the head. And finding your breath. Feeling as your focus finds the inhale and the exhale. And all of those other things and actions and people that take our focus can just be as they are. But the focus, your focus, is on your breath. And as you find your breath, let the focus start to, take in how you feel, how your body feels. How the lungs feel around the breath, and the ribs, and the heart. How your torso feels around your breath. And how do your shoulders feel and your neck, your head, your arms and your legs, your hands and your feet. In this beautiful yoga position of lying back, bound angle. Letting yourself really give in to the shape of the posture and noticing how that feels. Lovely. We're going to take the blanket out from underneath the legs now. And take your right foot, just your right foot off the floor. And we're going to make our rotations just of the ankle. So your right knee lines up over your heel, and look for moving your foot into the very edge of your movement. And we're trying to find quite a smooth circular movement. But sometimes it's going to feel like parts of that are missing. So take your time and see if you can really explore the very edges of that movement. And rotating the foot around the ankle. And then we're going to go in the other direction. And if you keep your focus on your breathing and the feeling of your body around your breath, And we'll try and keep the upper body really relaxed. Try to keep the focus on being right into the edge of your movement with your foot. Neck relax, throat relax. Lovely. And then foot forward and back. And as the muscles involved start to heat up, we start to get that sense of muscular fatigue, just what we want for rebuilding new pathways, stronger feet, ankles, and legs. Nice. And then put that one down. Just relax. Good. And then left leg. So your left knee is over the top of your left heel, and we're going to rotate the foot around the ankle and start to really pay attention to that movement. Whether it feels quite smooth or circular, or if there feels like flat parts to that movement. Be curious, be an explorer. Relaxing your chest and shoulders, and feeling the flow of your breath as you go in the other direction now. And then forward and back. And release it. So we're just laying with our legs bent, hip width and parallel feet and legs, and spine relaxed. Feeling the flow of breath. We're going to bring the left heel onto the right knee and gently pressing the left knee away from the chest. And then the second side, right heel, left knee, gently pressing the right knee away from the chest. So you might notice if there's any stiffness in the joints here. It's a very supported way of seeing how that feels. Okay, and we're going to go back to the first side, left heel, right knee, pressing the left knee away from the chest. And if it feels okay, you can pick up your right foot off the floor and we'll hold the legs and just imagine bringing the right knee closer to the right chest, but the left knee away from the left shoulder. Let the belly hollow. I'm going to take a few deep breaths here, noticing the body's resistance. Good, and then we'll reverse. So right heel, left knee, and if it feels okay to pick up your left foot, then do that, and we'll try and hold the legs as best you can. Left knee towards the left shoulder, right knee away from the right shoulder. Finding the resistance and simply being around the breath in this shape, whether it's difficult or easeful. Good. And then releasing that side. And we're going to roll over carefully to the right side. Take your time to come up and be in forward virasana. Take your knees a little bit wider than you normally would. So we're looking at this flexibility in the hip joints. And as you start to take the arms forward, just noticing where that might be difficult or the body is resisting, or maybe it just feels really delicious. Find your breath. Mm. Mm. Good. Bring your arms in and put your elbows on the floor. So we're in our wide knee posture. And we're going to take the feet now and point the toes out. And bring the feet out so they're sort of as far out as your knees are. And then very gently coax the hips back towards the floor. So you'll meet your resistance pretty quickly. Let's just breathe evenly. Good. And then we're going to walk the elbows forward until you're laying down on the floor. All right. Let's try doing just the right leg. Lift the knee up higher towards the right shoulder. And then we'll look forward. So just let your left leg be relaxed. We'll look forward. So it's a sphinx posture, but with one leg in that frog pose. And relaxing the pelvis. Breathing deeply. Good. And then take that right leg back. But left leg, we're going to lift up towards the left shoulder. Good. And then we try to look back to the front and bring the hips level to the floor again. And it's the kind of posture where it really helps just to find the breath and to let the body unfold or become spacious around the breath. Nice work. Take the left leg back and we're going to press ourselves up into an all fours position and arch the spine up and down. Explore your forward and back movement as you find all the little places that you can move along the spine. Good. And then we're going to take the hands further forward. And same thing, we're exploring forward and back movement, but we're going to let the elbows bend and we're going to make it a wave-like movement forward and back. Noticing the flow of breath, the flow of your movement. Oh, and then forward virasana again. And see if you can take your knees out a little wider than you normally would. So we can really bring the focus into the our hips, especially that external rotation in the hip joint. Lengthening the spine now. Finding the flow of your breath. Very nice. We're going to lift up or walk the hands back. And if you can tuck your toes under and be in a kneeling position here, you can keep your hands on the floor so you can give yourself that nice toe stretch, or sit up tall. I think a message just came up, John. Sit up tall and give yourself the toe stretch. If it's too intense, put your hands back down on the floor. Good. And then we're going to stand up from here. You can try with putting your hands on the floor. You can try without using your hands and come up to standing. Okay, I think we're going to stand now facing the long edge of the mat. We're going to do our standing poses from mountain pose. Let's take mountain pose with the inside edges of the feet together. Classic yoga posture, Tadasana. And then you can jump or step. Like I said, it's going to be a really hot day here. I'm taking things nice and slow and delightfully. Take your feet out wide, leg length distance for Trikonasana. And we'll take the right leg out. And we're going to warm up a little bit into this pose by walking your hands or sliding your hands down your right leg. And we just want to start to feel the stretch in that right leg. So if your hands reach the floor, you can take them there, but really keeping your spine nice and supported and not making yourself a hunchback shape. Drawing the bones of the spine forward, but stretching that right leg. Nice. Okay, and then come up. We've been working on that movement in the hips. Let's wiggle the hips back and forth, so left to right, picking up the right hip, picking up the left hip. When you drop your right hip, notice the hip crease and really fold it in nice and deeply, like creasing paper. Okay, holding that deep crease, we're going to take the right hand down onto the right leg and left hand on your left hip. We're going to roll the left hip back, the left rib back. So the heart starts to feel like it's not facing the floor, but shining out, even shining up. Good. And if it feels okay, take your left arm straight up. Trikonasana. How do the sides of your waist feel? Let's try and make the right waist a little bit longer. So reaching the ribs out and over that right leg. Good. And then inhale and come up. Nice work. We're going to swap the feet to the second side for Trikonasana. And we're just going to stretch the left leg to start with. So slide your hands down your left leg until you feel a stretch in that leg. So even if you can reach the floor, just check in with your back. So you want to embed the bones of your spine forward rather than be causing the skin on the spine to be taut and the organs compressed. So keep space. Finding that nice leg stretch in the left leg. Okay, we're going to lift up. Bring your arms out from your shoulders. Lift and lengthen your left rib and reaching over your left leg. Left arm down, right arm up. Actually, let's put the right arm on the hip. Lengthen your left waist a little more. Reach your left ribs out a little more. We've got the right hip now, and we're going to roll the right hip back. And as you roll that hip back and you feel your strong leg, lengthen your spine. And feel the heart center, not so much shining at the floor, but shining out or even shining up. You might be able to look up at the ceiling. If that's uncomfortable in your head or your neck, look forward. Find your flow of breath and feel your strong leg, your good groundedness. And then if it feels all right, take your right arm up. Lengthening left rib, left waist. Reaching the sides of the waist bone. Beautiful posture, Trikonasana. Inhale and come up. Turn the feet to the front. We're going to turn the toes in. So your feet are a little bit wider than your leg is long. Bring the hands around the hips and find that front hip crease. We're going to make a back bend from there. So stretch the belly, stretch the chest, looking up. Relax your shoulders. That hip crease is going to fold deeply as you lengthen the belly forward and the chest forward, and bring your hands onto the floor under your shoulders if you're not quite reaching there on your legs. We want to press the outside edges of the feet and lift the kneecaps. Good, and lift the sit bones. And then we're going to walk the hands forward and let the shoulders be relaxed as you do that. So just walk your hands forward as far as they'll go. We'll keep the hips over the line of the heels and make your shoulders feel really spacious. The back of your neck really spacious. Might like to nod a little. Shake your head from side to side a little, making sure your neck is relaxed. And then from the lift of the sit bones, so feeling the pelvis lifting high, we want to lengthen the spine as though water flowing from the high point to the valley. Let the spine flow from the high point to the head, finding your flow of breath. Good. And then we're going to walk the hands back, bend your knees, and coming up. And you can jump or step back lightly. However, it just feels good to move in this moment. Back to Tadasana. Let's do feet together Tadasana, classic Tadasana. We're probably so used to doing feet hip width that this will feel different. Roll the upper arms out, palms in. We're going to do warrior two now. Step your feet apart. A little bit wider than your leg is long. Good. Turn your right toes out, left toes in, and bend your right knee. We're going to lean over this leg to start with and just get the feeling, even if you rest your right elbow on your right knee, the feeling of rolling that left hip back. And at the same time, try to bring the right sit bone down. So we want to bring the femur towards parallel to the floor. The left hip rolls back, right hip is dropping down. Good. And then we're going to lift our torso up. We're going to keep the legs there, keep the hips there, lift the pelvic floor, lift the belly. Good. Bring your arms out from your shoulders. Turn your whole torso to look back over the left. Ooh. And then looking right. Notice that we want to lean over the right leg. But here, the work is to keep reaching the left rib back, the left fingertip back. Lifting the pelvic floor, lifting the lower front abdomen, dropping the right sit bone. Very nicely done. Bring your hands in front of your heart, straightening your right leg. Now, we're going to bend that leg again in a moment for Parsvakonasana. So bending the right leg, and see if you really can bend it. So we want to try and bring the hips down closer to the floor so the femur bone is parallel to the floor. Nice work. We'll keep the right elbow now on the right knee. Roll back the left hip, roll back the left rib, and shining the heart upward. Left arm by the left ear. Get your nice straight line down the left side of the body. Rolling the left ribs back. Turning the heart to shine upward. Beautiful. And then we're going to come up. Nice work. Let's turn the legs now to the second side. All right, bend the left leg. Put your left elbow on the knee for a moment, and we're doing that just to start to get the hips to drop a little bit more. See if you can bring your left sit bone this time closer to the floor. Roll back the right hip. Now we're going to lift the torso up, but without lifting the hips up. Right. Reach the arms from the heart. We're going to look back over the right fingertips. We're going to try and turn the whole torso to look that way. And then turn just your head to look left. And resist that temptation to lean out over your left leg. So reach the torso back towards the right leg. And the hips are coming a little closer to the floor. But the pelvic floor is lifting. Warrior two. Beautiful. Take your left elbow back down onto your left knee. That feels so much easier for me. Take the right hip back. The right ribs back. Shine the heart upward. And reach your right arm by your right ear. And inhale and come up. Ah, beautiful. Hop or jump or skip or wiggle your way back to Tadasana. And we'll do feet together. Classic mountain pose. And for Christmas, tree pose. So we're going to turn the right leg out. As much as you can to 90 degrees, but we're trying to get that external rotation in the hips we've been looking at. So you feel as broad across the front of the pelvis as you can. Now you can keep your tiptoes onto the floor of your right foot if you need to, or you can place your foot either below your knee or above your knee. I've heard through all the classes over the years, but my foot slips down. Use your gluteus muscles and squeeze them towards center. Press the thigh down. Press the foot in. Good, and we're finding balance, core stability. Hands in front of your heart. And feel the heart shining outward. And if you feel like you have your balance, you can do the arms by the ears. And maybe we'll even look up, otherwise stay looking forward. Feeling the heart shining up. Beautiful. Unfurling yourself. Planting your tree. Very aptly named posture because we have to be able to move with the environment and stay grounded. Okay, left leg out. Try to get that widening across the front of the hips. Left hip toes can stay on the floor if you need to, or place your foot below your knee or above your knee. Hands in front of your heart, finding your core stability. Letting yourself center. Letting yourself be grounded. And feel your heart center has space and volume. It's shining. And if it feels okay for your balance to take the arms up, then do that by the ears. And you can even try looking up, shining the heart upward, outward. Ooh. Beautiful. And then releasing. Back to classic Tadasana. Finding your mountain now. Your steadfastness. Samasthiti. Lovely. We're going to sit down. However, that's been working for you. And you might be trying, you're sitting without using your hands, without falling too inelegantly to the floor. Let's sit up onto a blanket. We're going to sit both legs out in front, Dandasana. Pick up your left leg and hold your left foot with your right hand. So if you have trouble reaching there, you could hold your thigh or calf. Good. In that effort of trying to reach the foot, did the spine collapse behind you and then the belly feels squashed? Let's lift the spine and bring the bones of the spine forward. So again, the heart center feels spacious, like it's shining. Beautiful. All right, we're going to make a pot to stir. So I want you to make a big circle with your foot. Could be a small circle if that's your better movement. And then the other direction, like stirring a cauldron. All right, now there's an arc of movement here, and we're going to be along it somewhere. It might be foot onto the floor, left knee bent, or it might be foot onto the thigh, or even in front of the hip for the half lotus position. So find where you're going to place your foot in that arc of movement and support under your knee if you need to. We're going to turn to that bent leg, to the left side, and we're going to lift the spine. Explore turning the ribs to the left, but do it by following your breath. Simply following the breath into the spaces of the body. Ooh. Ooh. Some people are going to be able to go further here and reach your left arm behind you as though you could take hold of the toes of your left foot just outside the right hip. Following the breath. Good, and then release that tie. Whoa. And we're going to sit with both legs out in front. Pick up the right foot. Hold with your left hand or with both hands where it supports and find the lift of the spine. The feeling of the organs having space. And then stirring the pot with your right foot so that we start to move the right hip joint to where it feels good for you. And then the other direction. Okay, you're going to find your arc of movement for that foot. So it might be on the floor with support under your knee. Might be on the thigh above your knee. Or maybe even in front of your left hip in a half lotus position. And we're going to turn the torso to the right side. Turning the ribs by following the breath. Being curious about the spaces in your body. All the potential movement and ease. And anyone who wants to add here, take your right arm behind you. Reach across to your left hip as far as you can, as though you could take hold of your left toes. Following the breath. And then releasing that side. Very nice. We're going to lay down now. Legs bent. Take your arms into cactus arms and just let your shoulders be really relaxed. Your hands don't necessarily have to reach the floor. We are all a different shape in the shoulders, but make the shoulder blades, even if you lift up onto your left arm and wiggle your right shoulder so it feels nice and relaxed. Lift up your left shoulder and wiggle it until it feels nice and relaxed, then lay back in your cactus arms. Nice. Good, and then we're going to take the arms straight out from the shoulders, just nice and relaxed in your shoulders. Inside edges of your feet together, knees together, hips swing left, sit down on the floor, and then the knees go right, and we'll just be in this floor twist for a few breaths. Turn your head over the left shoulder. And follow your breath into the spaces of the body. And particularly into the places where you can let go of tension. Bring your awareness to the core body as you lift your legs. There's lots of support there. And swing the hips to the right and knees go to the left. Ah. Finding space in your body. The feeling of being able to let go. Bring your awareness to your core body and we'll lift it up now. Hug your knees into your chest and rock a little bit from side to side. Ah. Beautiful. And then we're going to roll over to the right side and come up to sitting. Hands in front of your heart. And take the feeling of the practice with you. Namaste.